The benefits of attunement and preparation before you work, as in mediumship or psychic work, whatever you're doing. So what are we doing when we are preparing the energy? We are preparing our energy. We are preparing the energy for spirit to communicate. And we're also preparing the energy of the sitter. And that means that we can have a flow of energy working with us. Now, when we prepare ourselves, say before you're going to do a private sit-in, for example, or a demonstration of mediumship, or any spiritual work for that fact, what are we doing when we attune? Now, I know Gordon Higginson, Glyn Edwards were always harping on about the importance of attunement for the medium. And what we're doing in that way, when we sit to attune to the spirit world, we are, in essence, changing our level of consciousness. We are moving into different altered state of awareness. So, for example, our normal functioning state is in the beta. And that's our normal, how we go through our day, doing everything we're doing. Then we move into, when we go into that daydreamy kind of state, we're changing consciousness again. So we are moving into the alpha state. And then when the medium sits to attune to the spirit world, because the spirit world are in different levels of frequency, it's all about frequency, it's all about vibration in this world, everything. Because they are on a different level of frequency, it's therefore essential that the medium is well attuned to that particular frequency to be able to get the spirit communicator to come through clearly and to be able to give good, strong messages to the sitter and evidential information. So this is what we're doing when we are preparing for our session, for our sit-in or our public demonstration. The first port of call is we prepare ourselves. We go into that altered state. We're changing conscious awareness. We're changing our level of consciousness from beta down to alpha or maybe even delta. And that is where the medium has to practice and learn how to do that. And a well-attuned medium will be a good medium, being able to bring strong evidential information through from the spirit world, which is our job. That's what we are here for. That's what we're doing as mediums. That's our purpose, if you like. So by preparing yourself, you are changing consciousness. So please be aware of that. Then we prepare, if we're working with a sitter or we're preparing an audience, we prepare them. Just a few words, it doesn't matter, because what we're doing is the sitter or the people in the audience, they have been busy in their day-to-day lives, stressed, maybe they've had arguments, difficult situations, whatever. And they come and sit in front of the medium. And the energy isn't prepared. So therefore, the medium could be up against certain blockages, especially in a public demonstration. So in a private sit-in, the sitter may have been rushing to get to you, maybe in grief, could have just lost a relationship, whatever it is, and they've got this energy going on in their normal beta waking day, functioning on that awareness, on that level of frequency. So it's important, in my opinion, for the medium to prepare the sitter so the sitter can also change frequency. It's all about that, so that the energy can flow from spirit, through spirit you, to the sitter and not reach a block. Now, so how do we do that? How do we prepare? With this, when a sitter comes to me for a session, the first thing I want to do is to make them feel really relaxed and comfortable. I offer them a cup of tea or a glass of water and I get them to sit down. And I ask them, I always like to prepare the energy, is that okay? And they usually say yes. I'm just going to do a 1 minute little prayer or meditation with you. Is that okay? Yes. And all I say to them is, if you'd like to close your eyes and just take a nice deep breath and exhale. And now visualize we're going to just detach and unplug from the physical world, leaving all our worries, all our cares everything at the front door, all the things we've been doing just for now to bring us into this present moment. And as we do so, we call in our guides and helpers and loved ones in the spirit world to join us. And we ask that any experience be for our highest good and the highest good of those who join us. And then I say, take a nice deep breath in and exhale. And I bring them back. Open your eyes. And then I talk to them about how I might work, how the session might go. And then I get started. So it's very quick, 1 to 2 minutes. You don't want to be eating into their time, you see. Now, if it's a public audience and you're on platform, the same thing applies. Talk to them. Tell them how you work. Talk to them about how the link might go, how the session might go. Let them know that that you're going to be, if you come to them, you need their voice. That's a whole nother video I'm going to do later on. But with a private sitting, this is more focused on a private sitting at the moment. Okay, so we're just preparing that energy because we are preparing the levels of consciousness and frequency. That's what we're doing. And I know with Glyn Edwards, he was very much, and so was Gordon Higginson, very adamant about attunement of the medium. And I believe that most good mediums are. Now, if you're in doubt about how that might work for you, what I would suggest, so if you're thinking that perhaps you don't need to attune or you don't need to prepare the energy, or you're the energy of your sitter, that's fine. What I would suggest is do a little experiment. So do a 30-minute professional sitting with somebody, preferably you don't know, and just go in. Don't even prepare. Don't say anything. Don't attune to the spirit world. Just go straight into the sitting and see how it goes. And then make some notes afterwards on how that was. How was your evidence? How did it feel? How was the energy? Did it flow? Did it feel nice? Did the sitter relax? You know, what was coming through and how did it work? So make some notes, whatever comes up for you. And then do another sit-in for 30 minutes, a professional one, as I've, with the start, which is bringing through the 5 pieces of evidence, getting, you know, who are you? Making sure you get who are you? Who have you come to talk to? And what have you come to say? Okay, so do one with attunement. So prepare the energy, prepare yourself, change your frequency, attune to the different levels of consciousness, to the spirit world, prepare your sitter, and then go straight into the sit-in. So, and see how that goes for you, and then make some notes. How did that flow? How was the evidence? How was the connection with spirit? Was it quite strong? Was it weak? Make some notes so that you can really compare the two, because it's all an experiment, and to find out how you're working and what works best for you as well. I'm teaching my students at the moment to work with attunement and to work with preparation of energy, because I feel it's essential. I've worked for 30 years in this with the spiritual world, and I found that when I can attune and I can take time to prepare, my sit-in will flow much nicer and the evidence is much stronger. And even when I go to do a demonstration of mediumship, before I arrive, if I'm going to somebody else's venue, I send my guides along to prepare the energy and clear any negative energy that might be there. If I'm doing a demonstration in a place that I'm organising, I will go along, I will clear with incense, I'll go round and say some prayers and make sure the space is clear for me to work in. It makes a big difference, I found, in my own mediumship. So they're small practices, but big results. And just give yourself some time to do the experiment. I would highly suggest that, and see how you get on with it. And if you feel that you don't need to attune, then that's fine. I spoke to many mediums about this, and some say, I don't need to do all that, I don't need to tune. However, I always say to them, and some of them are friends of mine, I always say to them, you might be getting okay evidence now and you're quite satisfied with that. But think about, could it be even better? Could I receive even better, clearer, more evidential information from the spirit world if I was better attuned? So that's a good question, isn't it? That's a good thing to think about. And I leave you with that thought.